Com. Now, here is the host of Let's Talk Cars Radio, Dave Palash. Heart attack while I'm shoveling
Well, it
snow.
doesn't. So here's the reason why. Because it's going to turn into water, and then the water's just going to refreeze, and that's just a big solid block of ice if you do it that way.
Start the flamethrower up again and melt that ice.
I have a better solution. That's what I'm getting to. I don't know. I have a better solution, maybe. How about heated driveways?
You mean like with the elements in the driveway?
Yep.
I've thought of that.
Yeah, expensive, but yeah, but a real thing.
Yeah, I could think that's. I've wondered why there's some areas hadn't.
I've wondered for years because I knew you could heat like your bathroom floor, and I
Yeah.
see people heat floors in their house and stuff. It's the same concept. I never knew why nobody ever did it. Well, there is a company that now is installing heated driveways. Can you imagine
So
how
do
expensive
you-
that would be for my driveway?
Do you turn? Yeah, yours is quarter mile long. Do you like turn it on when the first forecast of ice and snow, or do you wait for it to like do what it's going to do and then turn it on and watch it?
I'm not
melt?
real sure. I got a little press release kit on it talking about it, and basically it's just you flick a switch on, just like you turn on the outside porch light.
Yeah,
Just flick a switch and it comes on and starts thawing everything out.
yeah. And that electric meter probably is zooming around like a top.
See, that's what I was wondering. I was just like, okay, so the cost to thaw it out, does it defeat the purpose? I don't know.
Yeah, it would outweigh the benefit.
I can imagine how much energy it would take to run all that all the way down. But I guess if you could afford to put in a heated driveway, you're not worried about the cost.
Well, I can't see that even being remotely popular unless you're in an area that has a lot of snow.
Well, I don't,
And ice.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Like around here, that wouldn't fly.
The kids spent a bunch of time shoveling driveways back in the day, so I mean, there's a lot
Yeah,
of
but
people
how
out there
often it doesn't? I mean, we haven't even had a snow this year yet.
Now you've ruined it. You realize that, right? And I was just going to dump on us because you had to say it out loud. That's how it works. You don't talk about it unless you want it to happen. That's just like you never say rain on a wedding day.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't know. We want to take a bet?
Well,
friendly bet.
We went about 10 years with no snow.
All right, friendly bet. $10.
All right.
That we get a good little snow in this year of some sort.
You're on.
Okay. All right. You heard it, Cameron. It's a bet. I don't know.
Larry lost the bet automatically.
I had snow at my house the day that they had the eclipse. I was standing outside and it started to get snowflakes outside when I was standing outside.
Well, it didn't snow in Portsmouth.
Well,
Maybe it did.
Wait. So now I got to back up. Hold on. Let's back up a second. So does this depend on territory? Do I have to send you pictures of actual snow? Or are you going to tell me, well, it didn't snow where I was at, so it doesn't count?
Well, isn't that the way you would think?
No. I just caught on to how you're going to get out of this bet. I just picked up very quickly. Because I can send you pictures of snow at my house. You'd be like, it isn't snowing here. It doesn't count.
Well, when I think of snow, I think of like the regional type snow we get.
Right. Okay.
That
So
where the whole Hampton Roads area.
get some snow or
Yeah,
sometime. Okay.
exactly.
All right. As long as okay. So I just want to make sure. I want to give you no way to weasel out of this.
Schools are closed, you know.
Oh no. We didn't say anything about schools had to be closed. I mean, most likely they're going to. We get a little bit of ice on the road and they close.
Sure.
We get a little bit of wind, and the school's closed.
A little bit of wind.
You know, it didn't used to be that way.
Oh, I know.
It used to be, I mean, it would be 6 feet deep and they haven't closed the schools yet. What's wrong with them?
Well, I remember when we went through the whole. See, I got here in end of '93, I think it was when we moved in the area, and then so, you know, I remember you guys were just open, and just because, and I thought that was normal because where I was from, you were open and snow didn't matter.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, like 1 year, it just changed, and then just now it's you get to this little ice on the road and everything closes down. But buses running in New York, kids all the time, and snow 10 times higher. I don't know what the.
I think it's what you're used to and prepared for.
Well, get more prepared. Problem solved. Anyway, so here's something cool that came out of this week. Now, everybody likes to collect cars, okay? So, the car guy, the gearhead, like myself, we love cars. Muscle cars, it doesn't really matter what they are as long as it's a muscle car, we like to collect them. But the problem with it is you never know what you collect is going to be worth money later. So if you're grabbing like a newer model of something, you can only hope that later, 30, 40 years from now, that it's a collector's item.
Yeah, you're speculating.
Yeah, you are. So 2 cars actually went up for sale, new and old. But the price tags are interesting. So up for auction this week was a 1993 Cobra R Mustang. Any idea what it went for?
No.
$132,000 is what it auctioned for. I thought it was a pretty good chunk of money for that car. But when you bought that car, back when it was new for maybe, $20,000 maybe around there?
Yeah.
You would have never thought that it would ever have that price tag on it.
No.
So if you guys are watching on Facebook Live, it is fixed and all up, and audio is working.
Yay! So, look, trying to run to keep everything up and running sometimes, you're at the mercy of the servers. There's nothing you can do.
Facebook has become my best friend. They know my name by heart now.
They should.
So you have $132,000 for a Mustang, right?
Okay.
For a 93 Mustang. What do you think the 2020 Toyota Supra sold for at auction? It's supposed to be the first Supra on the line, the new one. They went up for auction for charity. How much money do you think they got for that?
What, a self-driving one, was it?
No, it's not self-driving.
I don't know. 50 grand? Must be
You can't
low.
even buy that car for $50,000.
Oh, you can't?
Like retail value on that car, I think it's like $140 or something.
Oh,
like
well, I know I'll never own one.
that. Auction for charity.
Yeah.
I'll give you another guess. What do you think?
225.
Cameron, do you have a guess? How much?
Sorry, I was texting Facebook. What was the question again?
2020 Toyota Supra, the very first one to roll across the line, went up for auction. How much do you think it sold for?
Supra. Okay. Is it over 100?
Yes, it's over 100. Well, the car itself sells for over $100,000. I believe. Like I said, I just
What's
told Larry while you were paying attention.
What's the car sell for?
I think it
originally?
sells for about 140. I think
140. All right, I'm
going
gonna
to
say.
don't quote me on that, but I think it's going to
I'm going to say it went for 220,000.
Well, I said
auction?
225.
Yeah.
No, you guys are way off.
Low?
No,
500,000.
more,
1 million.
more,
1.8 million.
more.
2.4 million.
Close. $2.1 million what it sold for at auction.
For a Toyota?
Yeah,
Man.
it's a new Toyota Supra. Everybody,
now don't you wish you
I'm
actually
not
let
everybody
it
because I'm
run
not
it?
excited about it.
It won't even a Lexus.
It wasn't even a Lexus. Yeah, that's what it sold for at auction.
But the money went for charity. I'm all for that. I mean, I get that, but still, I'm wondering who put down that kind of money.
I don't know. I wouldn't spend $2.1 million.
No.
I mean, if I had the money, it's a Supra. I mean, you've seen my
Yeah,
debit
but it's
card.
not even.
Don't
It's
say.
not even a real Supra though. It's not. And the new Supra is what is it based off? I know that's the old Supra. He's got it on one of his cards. But it's. I'm telling you, I don't know.
$2
have a
million.
Trans Am on
They
the
build
other.
that thing on the Alfa Romeo frame too, isn't what it's built on? I believe. So I mean, it's not even really a true Supra.
But the president's car didn't even cost $2 million.
No, but I was.
You're not goating me into that. You can try, but you are not goating me into that. Nice try though, buddy. All right, moving on. All right, so here's a pretty cool story. Not if you're a Tesla driver, but so if you had a Model 3 and it had to go in the shop for repairs, right?
Okay.
They gave you a loaner car.
What do you think the loaner car was?
A Tesla, I would think.
You would think, but no, sir. So what's the reason for buying a Tesla? What's the biggest reason why people buy Teslas?
Just for the electric car.
That's right. Because, you're clean environment, electric car. So what do you think? I'm going to give you another chance to think the loaner car was.
A Chevrolet.
No, that would kind of would have made up for it.
I
But
probably would have been okay with that.
Don't tell me a Hyundai.
They gave them Dodge Ram 1500s as loaner cars. I mean, the complete polar opposite of what you're doing. You're trying to save the planet, have an electric car and energy. You give a big gas guzzler.
you get punished for taking your car into the street.
Here's the funny thing. So Cameron and I were talking about this when this story came up. And I thought it was kind of funny because I was like, they're going to spend as much in gas driving that loaner car as they probably should have spent in the course of a year just driving that thing around.
Well, I'm sure the cost of the acquisition of the loaner cars is probably the sole reason why they went that way.
Oh, I'm sure, but it's completely the
The
opposite. of what
statement
they're-
that it makes, I know, I get
It's
it.
funny as can be. I mean, you can't. I mean, that's you can't write that type of comedy.
Somebody didn't think that through.
No, not at all. You turn in your Tesla and you show up and they're like, well, here's your loaner car. It's a big, huge 1,500 pickup truck. Like, here you go. Have a nice day.
Humvee.
Yeah. That'd have been worse. If it
So, I got into a talk in the car the other day with one of my friends. What's the best equipment in a car that has came out that you think best helps your needs?
Which need?
the cup
Just-
holder.
All right, so you like the cup holder. I'm talking about technology, but
Oh, okay. Well, no cup holder.
Air conditioning is the best thing to ever come out in a car.
yeah, okay. What's
Well,
yours?
you got 260 AC. Every car comes with 260 AC.
Yeah, but there was I can remember when I was young, cars, you had to pay big extra to get AC.
You didn't pay anything for 260 AC. It cost you no additional.
You mean what, roll down the windows?
2 windows down,
That-
rolling
yeah.
60, 260 AC.
That's not air
I think,
conditioning.
I
It's
think the
still
best
hot.
thing that came out was the backup camera. How many times in your truck do you use the backup
I
camera?
use the backup camera all the time in my truck, especially if
camera-
I'm backing up to a trailer or
I
something
would
like
too
that.
if I
use it.
had one.
See, when you get one, you'll never want to go back.
I still think cup holder wins.
If I had one the first time my wife went to back up, I'd get out of the car and go around there and look in the camera and make faces.
I remember when I was young and I used to back up the truck all the time, and we had a GMC, and he's like, all right, give it a little bit of gas. I think our definitions of a little bit was totally
See,
different.
I taught them how to back up the trailers young.
Yeah.
Like I think I had them behind the wheel of my truck backing up at like 10.
Yeah.
Like I would got behind and I'd let them back up to the trailer.
And you told them to be lead foots, right?
I was trying to explain to them, like, it's just a tap of the gas. You only need to go a couple inches. You're only a couple inches off. I mean, he'd hit it and slam on the brakes real hard. I almost hit the trailer. And I'm freaking out. But I was trying to teach him at a young age. Now they can back up to a trailer. But I mean, it's just, I mean, that's a car guy thing. I don't know what it is. You all tell me. I mean,
Everybody's like, how do you know? I remember the first time I parallel parked in town center of Virginia Beach with all my friends, and they could not figure out how I was able to fit the car so tightly. And that's
You
because
had acquired the skill.
when I was 12 and 13, all I was taught was how to parallel park.
Yeah, you acquired the skill, just like any skill. You acquire it.
I just believe
Practice
that
it.
you need to teach your kids at a young age all these different things. Dawn Marie can't parallel park.
No kidding.
She was never taught how to.
And he could parallel park a bus.
Yeah, I parallel park. A
I
bus.
wouldn't want to, but I think I could.
I did. So it's kind of funny. Quick before we go to commercials, I know it's coming up. So I had to drive a bus, and I had somebody following me. I had to go drop it off. Only parking spot available was a parallel parking spot. He was like, "You're never going to get it in there." I'm like, "I'm a parallel park it right in there like I do a car." Sure enough, I parallel park it. Just stood there staring. He's like, "I cannot believe you parallel parked the bus." I'm like, "It's no different. It's just a longer length, but
Yeah, it's bigger,
as long
that's
as you know
all.
the formula and how it works, it's just angles. And as long as you understand that, you can parallel park anything. It doesn't matter what it is."
Yeah.
But yeah, Dawn, she goes around the block 100 times looking for a parking spot because she can't parallel park. And I never knew that because I'm like, well, there's parking spots all the time right there on the side of the street. And she's like, yeah, for people who can parallel park.
Did she drive a manual?
You know what? I don't think so. No, I don't think she can. Yeah, I never thought to ask her all
that's
these
gonna be
years.
awesome.
All these years, never thought to ask her. Yeah, on that note, if your wife can't parallel park, you might want to teach her. Talk to you soon. Welcome back, America. You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio on WKQA Freedom 1110. So, if you didn't catch us in the first segment, it was, as it was explained to me, we were like a river. We kind of ran all over the place. Hey, but we did check in with Dawn, just so you guys know. And no, she cannot drive a manual, and she can't figure out how to work her bright lights either. So, yeah, I'm in trouble, apparently.
I'm pulling them towards me, but they're just not staying on.
Good thing there's not a switch for the backup lights. Huh?
Oh, well, all right, so I got some technology things for you guys. How about mapping potholes?
What?
So, Google's involved in this program, and what they can do is they actually drive with cameras and stuff. And the camera is almost like what your cell phone does. It has little boxes. As you drive, it figures out where the potholes are and maps where all the potholes are on freeways and roadways.
They should be able to do that off the satellite.
Wow.
You would think maybe,
With
but
Google Earth there, I mean, why do you need to drive it? Just
You do know Google Earth is designed by a car that just drives around and takes a bunch of photos.
no, there's a satellite.
The satellite gets the outside image, and then
I'm just going to sit here and just listen to this
the
conversation.
photos
If
that
you're
actually,
talking about the street view.
Yes, the street view. What are you talking about? How
I'm
is a
talking-
satellite going to zoom in on a small
It
pothole?
does. You never.
It can.
Well, yeah, it probably could. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it
it
can
can
zoom
do-
in on other things when you use Google Earth.
Military satellites are 100% accurate.
How much do you
And
think a satellite is?
How much does I mean?
How much do you think a satellite goes for?
I have
Billions
no
and
idea.
billions of
Billions,
dollars.
billions, billions
Yeah.
of dollars. Let's spend billions and billions of dollars on a satellite instead of just fixing it. That makes sense.
They didn't.
Well, no, the satellite's already there, you fool.
I'm saying instead of riding around the car, use the satellite. They can zoom in to the grains of dirt on the ground from 23,300 miles up. They can do that, and that's how Google Earth works. Now, the driving around guys, they're the ones taking the eye level pictures of all the houses and all the streets and whatnot. But an overhead view of the satellite, and all you need is an overhead view to map potholes.
The only thing this has taught me is you don't take a poop in the forest. Just saying.
Yeah, somebody will be watching.
Someone could be watching.
So if we're going to map potholes, is that ever going to help people just be like,
Well, here,
we
think
need
about
to
it. So if
fix
you had a
it?
company, hold on. So if you had a company that mapped potholes, right? You just went through and you mapped potholes. You could sell that information to the city, and they could take an assessment and actually do it, put a value to how much it's going to cost them to fix the potholes in their city.
That's true, but I would think that information will constantly be wrong because they're constantly, I hope, repairing potholes.
Well, no, I know there's potholes that have been in the same place forever. I don't know where you're driving. That's like no one's rushing
Did you
out
see
to
the,
fix potholes.
Did you see that they fixed the pothole right when you take the turn from Long Ridge Road to Mount Pleasant?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I know they're always more prevalent after the winter, and you see them out patching it or trying to. And there's potholes out here on Brambleton.
Well, I told you about the game I used to play when I used to drive down Wichita Road. There was 3 potholes in a
Oh,
row,
yes.
and there was just one little piece of material that was probably about 6 inches wide, maybe if even that, between those. And if you lined your tire up, you could drive across this little bridge about 6 inches wide, and you wouldn't hit any of the potholes, all those 3 potholes. But you had to get your tire right on that little stretch of material that was left to keep from falling into all the potholes.
And if you
so
did
it was
it-
like a game.
I was going to say it became a game to you.
Well, it
didn't
did because you couldn't. The way that there was no way to swerve. To swerve, you had to swerve in between and be in 2 lanes at the same time.
If you swerved, you'd hit the pothole.
Well, no, you'd hit the car next to you because you had to be halfway in his lane to keep from, getting it. But if you moved over just a little bit to the right, you could catch your tire just right and go across that and not hit any of them. So it became, every time I drove that road, it became a game. And that pothole, those 3 potholes sat like that forever. I mean, it was 6-7 months it sat like that. So, for 6-7 months, it just became a game for me to try to see if I could line it up perfect every time.
Do you ever fix them?
They finally fixed them. I was out there a little while back, and then somebody's actually filled them in. But you can. It's funny, so they're filled in, but you can still see the little piece of material strip because all they did was fill in the potholes. So the old piece is still right through the center. You can see where you still had to line your tire up on.
Well, see, this is why we need the flying cars because it'll be a moot point once we have those.
You'll be too scared to get in one.
No, not me.
All right, moving on. More technology talk for you guys. I got something else for y'all to argue about. Droids are coming. Now, I told you about this almost 2 years ago, if you guys remember.
Like android robots?
Yeah, Android robots. I told you guys they were coming. Do you remember what I told you they were going to do? There was a bunch of different things they were going to do, but there was one thing. It was going to replace the valet parker.
Oh, gosh.
Y'all remember that conversation?
No, it's gonna park the car.
It's going to park the car for you.
The droid.
The droids.
When I think of droid, I'm thinking of the little things that fly.
No, we talked about this. So these are little androids.
No,
and what
droids
they
are like robots.
is they're like robots with like a little forklift front end on them, and you bring your car up to a parking area, you get out, and then it parks the car for you.
It's gonna take it and like stack it or something, right?
Well, no, there's not. There is that possibility, right? The second they're just able to slide them in door to handle to door handle. Nobody has to get in and out of them, so you can put them in even closer.
Okay.
And you can start doing it. So parking lots are starting to look at this technology. In fact, in the UK, they deployed one. His name is Stan. And he's going to start working. He's going to start parking your car. You pull up, you get out, and he goes and parks the car for you.
You know what the good thing about that is?
What's that?
You don't have to tip them.
Oh, good point. I bet you at some point, though, you're going to pay for that service. I would bet.
Well, it'll add it
Trust
on.
me, y'all going to pay for that service.
What's his name?
Stan.
Does he stand all night?
I knew he was over there giggling, so I knew there was some cheesy joke that was going to go.
Stan, the parking man.
I knew there was going to be a cheesy joke going along with that, but no, seriously. So you just pull up and it does the parking for you. We talked like this 2 years ago when they had the prototype out. I told you guys about this.
Yeah.
Now it's a real thing. They're gonna use it.
Well, have we got one in operation somewhere?
UK,
Okay.
And his
But
name
not
is
in the
Stan.
but not in the U.S.
Not in the US yet.
All right, catch up. Come on. We have one in UK. His name's Stan. That's always
no
standing
idea
to
what's
park
going
your
on
car.
today, guys. I'm talking. I give them the information. They look and ask me the same question as what I just told them. I have no idea. You like the idea? You don't like
Because
the
we're not
idea?
wearing our Chevy hat today.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool.
I'm just wondering who will get it first, like a parking garage.
Yeah,
or-
it's gonna be a parking garage or something, I'm sure.
Well, I'll be standing around to see what else comes out.
Moving on. I got a flashback for you guys. Do you guys remember when we were talking about the droids? Here's another droid.
Yeah.
These aren't the droids you're looking for. That could deliver pizza.
Yes, I remember that very
Okay.
well.
Well, Kroger, you took my thunder from me earlier, but Kroger actually has, now they're going to use them to start delivering groceries.
And I can't wait.
So what they want to do is, I think it's what's up, 25 miles radius.
25 was what I heard.
And these droids will be sent out and they'll deliver your groceries to you. They're driving cars, but they're smaller than a regular car, so it's more
You
like
know
a droid
what?
car.
If I was going to describe it, I'd call it a pod. Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
really,
I've seen 'em.
really small.
Well, the pizza one that they showed was no bigger than like a couple pizza boxes stacked on top of each other. Look like one of those old safes.
Yeah.
It looked like Wall-E. You ever seen the movie Wall-E?
Yeah.
The one that was delivering pizza kind of looked like Wall-E. It looked like Wall-E. So something very similar to that for the pizza. So he's watched that movie way too much, apparently. But I'm telling you, this is going to be new. You know, I told you they're doing the delivery pizza trucks on the West Coast. They pull up, deliver your pizza to you. You punch in a code on the side of it, and the window rolls down. And you grab your pizza out.
Is that in play yet?
That's
Is there
in play in
anybody-
California.
They're actually using it.
Yeah,
there.
they're using it. Yep. And it works. If you actually if you guys go on YouTube, check it out. There's actually a video. Some guy actually ran some video and watched it come and deliver. And so there's a YouTube video out there. It's really neat. But delivering groceries, same concept. Basically, the vehicle shows up and your groceries at your house. You don't have to go anywhere.
So is there going to be a robot behind it that cleans up the tire tracks?
No, they like
That's from
yeah,
Wall-E.
that's from Wall-E. Yeah, I remember
From
that.
Wall-E.
But no, I mean it's kind of a cool. I mean, I don't know.
I think it's a cool idea. I wonder how many deliveries that little car can store.
I'm gonna say maybe 4.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 would be about there. I could be wrong, but I would
Yeah.
think. I mean, it depends on how many groceries it is. But I would say 4.
And it pulls up, and you have a code, and you probably punch the number, and your door opens, and there's your stuff.
Exactly.
I wonder what the battery life is on that.
Well, okay, so think about it. Probably 70, maybe three or 4 runs, maybe 4 runs out of it before it has to be charged back up again. But if you have several of them, then it's not a problem.
Think of it as 25-mile radius for delivery, and if you could, let's say it can do 4 at a time, I don't know why a charge wouldn't let it run all day long.
That's going to be a game changer for Postmates and Uber Eats.
Oh, that's the next thing. That's the next thing that's going to be touched.
They won't need people anymore because, even though they say, "Oh, this is the next generation of where we can get people to deliver," but they're never going to need people anymore. They can just send a robot that's connected to a server, and it just
If
automatically
we've learned
takes
anything, we
the
can
order.
get a robot
Yeah.
or computer to replace just about anything we do. We already know that. So,
Yeah.
McDonald's workers found that out very hard.
and on that note, I'm going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, I got more for you. Talk to you soon.
Garage awaits. Call 1-844-462-3494 today or reserve your bay at AmericanDIYG.com. American Do-It-Yourself Garage. You can do it. We know you can. Nobody remembers the name J.F. Whitlow and Sons Incorporated until you need them. But when you have a toilet problem, drains back up, pipes freeze, your heat or air conditioning stops working, then you remember J.F. Whitlow and Sons. Don't forget the phone number, 399-1714. That's 399-1714. Air conditioning and heating, and all plumbing. J.F. Whitlow and Sons have been serving Hampton Roads since 1949, residential and commercial. You can always count on J.F. Whitlow and Sons to get to you fast and get the job done right the first time. Located in Portsmouth and serving all of Hampton Roads. Those who know, call J.F. Whitlow and Sons. Call them at 399-1714. That's 399-1714. J.F. Whitlow and Sons Incorporated. Welcome back to Let's Talk Cars Radio, your automotive specialist. Call into the program now at 757-222-3705. Now, here is Dave Palach.
Welcome back, guys. You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio on WKQA Freedom 1110. Sometimes commercial breaks are better than the show. Y'all missed it. Can't tell you what it was, but you missed it. Hey, so moving on. Did you guys hear about the Chevy Silverado made all out of Legos?
No.
See that? Check it out if you guys want. Go online. They made a 2019 Chevy Silverado all out of Legos, over 300,000 Legos for promotion of the new Lego movie. So it's kind of cool. It actually looks, I've seen a lot of the cars over the years that they've done, they made out of Legos and stuff, and some of them are kind of like, oh, they look kind of cool, and some are like, this actually looks from afar. I couldn't even tell it was made out of Legos. I mean, the picture I got of it was from a far distance, and I got a close-up picture. I couldn't tell it was Legos. Cameron is just chomping at the bit. Go ahead, Cam.
Is it built tough?
Well, apparently it's made out of Legos.
Do you understand why I said that? Because of Ford built tough.
Yeah, no, I got it. So,
regardless, it took a lot of time and effort to do that.
It takes days and days and days to put it all together. I mean, 300,000 Legos, that's a lot of Legos. It just is. So we were talking about parallel parking. I know you got somebody holding it there for me. You there, Fred?
Yes, I'm here. How you doing?
I got to put my headphones on. All right, so tell me your story about parallel parking.
Okay, I'm going back in time a little bit here. In the 50s, 53 exactly. I was 15 years old, getting my driver's license at the DMV, driving a 1950 Power Glide Chevrolet with no power steering. Okay, first thing you do is parallel park, and the instructor gets in the car with me, or the person there at the DMV, closes the door, and I back on up, and I'm doing fine. I keep backing on up, and I'm into place, and then he says, okay, he says, let's go. So I hit the gas. The car backs up over the poles behind me, crams them up underneath the car. They were made out of wood, And the instructor says, oh, okay, hold on. He gets out of the car, goes back, and they get in the stuff underneath the car. I destroyed them. Okay, so he opens the door back up and looks inside, and I looked at him. I said, I guess I'm done for the day, right? He said, you're right, and that was it.
Now, we didn't have wind posts. When I had to do parallel parking, we had the rubber, like the rubber posts. It's like they weren't like a cone or anything, but they were rubber posts. But it was funny. So when I came here to Virginia, you guys required me to take the test all over again. Even though I already had a driver's license, I had to take the written and the driving all over again to get my Virginia driver's license.
Okay.
So it's funny. I've told this story a couple of different times to people. So I hop in the car to take the driving test. The driving instructor gets in with me. We leave out of the DMV parking lot, come around the corner, and there's like a 3-alarm house fire right next to DMV. Okay. The guy looks at all the fire engines, sees that the travel road, I guess their little course we're supposed to take around the neighborhood, is blocked. He goes, okay, well, do me a favor, back up. So I'm like, all right. So I go and I back up. He's like, take a left right here. I'm like, okay. So I take a left, which takes us right back in DMV parking lot. He goes, okay, test is done. You passed. I was like, I passed? He's like, well, you knew what to do when there was an accident in front of you, which was get out of the way.
That's pretty good.
So I was like, hey,
Oh, man.
not a problem. You know, years and years ago, but it was fine. I mean, I thought it was weird that I was going to have to take the driving test all over again when I already clearly had a driver's license, but they were requiring me to take the driving and the written. So I was just like, oh.
I got you. Okay.
I got lucky.
Okay, well, I'm enjoying your show very much. Let's do it every Saturday. And shout out to Cameron there. Okay.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, and we'll talk to you soon.
See you soon.
All
Have a
right.
good day.
Yeah, I got to consider myself lucky on that one. And I never understood. I was like, I remember being so furious, too, because I was like, I already have a driver's license. Well, I got to take all these tests over again.
I don't think they do that now. I think now it's just the written part.
I don't think they did it back then. I think I just got caught up in some kind of weird, like, misunderstanding or something.
I don't really know, but I do know that when you come here from another state now, you just have to take the written part, and that's it.
Yeah, they made me take both.
Yeah, that seems stupid to me, especially if they can look at your history and see you've got some history.
Right.
Well, the guy can drive. He just needs to take the written test so he's familiar with our state laws.
Yeah, you would think. I don't know. It's kind of strange to me. I was irritated. I was just like, because I don't know what it is. Anytime I ever take a driving test, I get paranoid. I'm like, I'm gonna fail. I'll misinterpret the way the question's asked. Something I'm gonna fail.
Who enjoys taking a test of any kind?
No, nobody does. Of course, no. Nah.
You got lucky. Be grateful.
Yeah, there you go. So I got a Hey Dave for you. Hey Dave, y'all ready for this one?
All right.
Hey Dave. Hey Dave, is Honda still making a truck? I read a story that it is in their works, and then I read another story that the deal is dead. What's the true story? Do you know? Tom in Chesapeake. Well, I do know.
Chevy beat them.
I never knew they even made a truck.
Oh yeah, so Honda, they don't yet, but they want to. So they had one come out 2 or 3 years ago at the auto show, and they displayed it. Cool looking truck. I mean, it's definitely got a futuristic look to it. But the onslaught to that was they thought they was going to roll into production pretty quick. A lot of people did. Everybody just thought that, hey, here it is, and we're going to make it, and it hasn't come out. And it's just kind of lingered around. The story's been out there. The truck's been out there. I've watched the truck take a couple different little styling cues different, but it's still out there in the wind. And I think, to be honest with you, Tom, what's going on is I think Hyundai wants a truck. They'd be silly not to have one. I mean, it's a proven fact that if you go back a little bit in time, small trucks ruled the world. I mean, they just did. Toyota, you ask any Toyota dealership or anything else like that, they can't keep them on the lot. I told you I had my Toyota Tacoma when I had it, and it was used, and I sold it. And I sold it within like 2 days. I put it up, and in 2 days it was gone, and I got a good chunk of money for it, and it was a used truck. I was shocked how much money I got for that truck, but it was a good thing. So the market's out there. People love small trucks. They just have to be priced accordingly, and they're going to have to last. I mean, if you look at the old Toyota pickup trucks, those things last forever. They're still around. You still see people driving to this day. The ones from late 80s, early 90s, there's a bunch of them still out there running around, and they got a bunch of miles on them. They just keep on going on down the road, and that's what people are looking for in a small truck. So,
well, you said that the trucks are going to replace the passenger cars.
They are. I mean, these trucks tend to be a little bit smaller. Like the smaller trucks, I'm talking like little Toyota pickup trucks with extended cabs. I think their first truck to come out probably isn't going to be like a 4-door truck or anything like that. I think it's going to be smaller. But is there a market for it? Absolutely. I mean, so I think Hyundai eventually will get around to bringing it out. Like I said, I know it's been now kicking around for a couple of years and nothing has come out of it. But you don't spend that kind of money, I think, into development, design, and everything they've done if they don't plan on eventually releasing this truck.
So talking about trucks, is my mic on?
Yep.
Okay. Talking about trucks. What is your number one dream truck, Larry N?
Number one dream truck?
Yeah. If you could have a truck the way you want it, what is your dream truck? I know mine off the bat.
I kind of like my truck now. I know that sounds strange, but I like my truck now. I mean, it has everything I wanted in it. I picked that truck out. I had that truck equipped the way that I wanted it with everything on it that I thought I was going to need. And I like its setup. I like the way it rides. I mean, now it's got little quirks in it that I think Chevy could have did a little bit better for a Chevy truck. And yeah, I'm a Chevy guy, and I'm telling you that, Chevy. There's some little things you guys could have made a little better. But all in all, I like my Chevy truck. I don't have a whole lot of complaints. Now, we did go to the auto show a couple weeks ago, and they had the new 2019s out, and they had the what was that one called? The Backcountry or something like that. Had a weird, one of the weird things to it.
It
was cool.
It was a nice truck.
It was cool. It had a bunch of different styling cues to it. They were a little bit different than what I have now, but it's going to be like in a special edition truck. So
lots of extras.
I like the new design they did.
I wouldn't say it's a lot of extras, but they did some things specific to that truck that only that edition is going to have.
They have this sleek design where, like, if you've ever seen the Chevy truck, like where it came out and then the radio was there, so it kind of surrounded the driver. But now it's just all flush flat, where it comes out a little bit, but not too much, where not only can the driver and passenger reach the radio at the same comfort.
It's a nice, some of the newer trucks, they're changing some things around them. One thing I'll say about the 2019 is I stood next to it. Maybe it's just me in comparison. If I could have put my truck right up against it, but it felt like the nose was shorter on the truck. It felt like it was real stubby nose on it. That was
what
the only
did you think about the new running boards?
The running boards were cool. So it has automatic running, like what I was going to add to my truck, and I never did.
The ones
you open
that
the door and
fold
they
out?
fold out. They're automatic on the truck.
And then you could hit a
cool.
button on the side and it came out even more, so you could stand up and reach the back bed of the truck.
Yeah,
I
so-
like those. I've seen those. My brother-in-law's got a truck that does that.
I was going to install on mine when I was going to lift my truck. Originally, if you guys never heard me tell the story, when I first bought my truck, I was going to lift it. I was going to do like a 7-inch lift on it and make it okay. And then I drove it for a little while and I was like, I'm going to lose this comfortable ride. My truck rides real comfortable, especially for long rides. It's a nice truck to drive. And I didn't want
Very
to
nice.
I didn't want to lose that. I was afraid if I wanted to drive from like here to a couple states away and stuff, I didn't want to have to go down the road and have that roar, with the jacked up tires and stuff. And I know a lot of people like that, and I don't mind it either if it's a play truck. But for something I'm going to drive for long distance, I don't think I want to listen to that.
The one truck I want, and I've been saying this for years, is a 1967 C10 black diamond with a cherry oak wood bed.
He's got like the color and everything. Like he wants, I keep on telling him, go ahead and build it.
You're gonna
it's going to be
pay.
a custom truck, and you're going to pay some serious money
you're
to
going
build
to
it.
pay, but I just like the older look of the Chevy trucks, and especially when it's lower down on bags, and you can see, like, you don't have to look over, but like when it's already lowered, you can just see the oak bed. And I like the wood beds. I love the wood beds.
But I try to tell him, a lot of that's inlay. Like,
Wood beds
something's done afterwards.
Wood beds rot.
Well, yeah.
It's not
if he
gonna be
has
a-
something
yeah,
like
it's
that,
not
you
gonna
can't
be a
drive,
daily
you can't do it
driver.
as a daily driver. There's no way. You can't have something that
Yeah.
nice. Well, you could, but you'll tear it up.
Yeah.
Something that nice is something you drive. It's a weekend.
Drive on Sunday.
Yeah,
Yep,
Sunday
drive on
drive.
Sunday. Go to church with it. Yep.
On that note, if we don't go to commercial break, it will be Sunday. So let me take a quick commercial break. When I come back, I got some more news for you. Talk to you soon.
You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio with Dave Palach here on Freedom 1110 WKQA. Nobody remembers the name J.F. Whitlow and Sons Incorporated until you need them. But when you have a toilet problem, drains back up, pipes freeze, your heat or air conditioning stops working, then you remember J.F. Whitlow and Sons. Don't forget the phone number, 399-1714. That's 399-1714. Air conditioning and heating and all plumbing. J.F. Whitlow and Sons have been serving Hampton Roads since 1949. Residential and commercial. You can always count on J.F. Whitlow and Sons to get to you fast and get the job done right the first time. Located in Portsmouth and serving all of Hampton Roads. Those who know, call J.F. Whitlow and Sons. Call them at 399-1714. That's 399-1714. J.F. Whitlow and Sons Incorporated. Do you currently live in an apartment or condo? Need to work on your car, truck, even motorcycle, but your homeowners association has you down? If your garage is full of broken dreams and the I'll get to it next week projects, American Do-It-Yourself Garage is the place for you. They offer fully equipped, well-lit garage bays with or without a vehicle lift for your needs. Each bay is fully equipped with a workbench, hand tools, air tools, laptop usage, even assistance with parts ordering, which is all included with each bay rental for a reasonable price. If you're looking for a place that feels like home, filled with fantastic staff willing to lend a hand, then give American Do-It-Yourself Garage a call today at 1-844-462-3494. That's 1-844-462-3494. Or go to their webpage and reserve your bay at AmericanDIYG.com. American Do-It-Yourself Garage. Let the friendship begin.
Okay, your week is crazy. Your local Napa Auto Care Center understands. That's why we're open Saturdays for your convenience. Get that oil change you've been putting off way too long. Be done with those squeaky brakes that are on your last nerve. We get it. Our Napa Auto Care Center is open Saturday when you maybe don't have soccer, dance class, a late meeting at work, you name it. Call for a Saturday appointment now.
Hey guys, Dave Pillage from Let's Talk Cars Radio. Are you tired of trying all the wrong auto shops and never leaving feeling that satisfied experience? Napa Car Care Centers, the BDG HRVA group, has the answer for you. Friendly, reliable teams assembled for all your automotive needs. Find your local auto center today at NapaBDGHRVA.com. That's NapaBDGHRVA.com. Talk to you soon.
Are you ready for a change? Is this the year you go from just a job to a career? Well, ATI can help. Advanced Technology Institute offers degrees and diplomas in the in-demand fields with hands-on training of automotive technology, heavy vehicle technology, HVAC, commercial refrigeration, maritime welding, and commercial driving. ATI provides accelerated schedules to help students get into their career field fast. So why wait? Day and night classes are available. Job placement assistance from orientation to graduation. Go to auto.edu right now to find out more, or call 757-490-1241. That's 490-1241. What are you waiting for? ATI. Not just helping build the minds of tomorrow, but building your community every day. ATI is certified by SCHEV, the State Council of Higher Education for Virginia, to operate in Virginia.
Hey guys, Dave Pillage from Let's Talk Cars Radio. You've heard me say it time and time again. Anyone can guess what's wrong with your transmission. The true test is getting it right the first time. At Bob and Cindy's Cottman Transmission in Janif, there is no guessing. They understand that your car is more than just a car. It's what gets you from work on time and home safely at the end of the day. Bob and Cindy understand you have to work hard to meet the needs of your customer. Their certified technicians will help keep you on the road for years to come. If you can drive it, they can fix it. Call Bob and Cindy today at Cottman Transmission Janif, 466-7778. That's 466-7778.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Cars Radio, your automotive specialist. Call into the program now at 757-222-3705. Now, here is Dave Pillage.
Welcome back, America. You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio on WKQA, W1110.
Would you forget?
Freedom. No. I stopped. I turned to look at you, and I saw that you were looking down, and I was like, what is he doing?
Push the buttons.
Usually you have all the buttons pushed.
Well, I was late pushing buttons.
I was like, I looked over at you, and I was like, he's looking down pushing buttons. What is he doing over there? Hey, so I got one for you guys that's kind of interesting. So, you know how I like being right? I don't know what Cameron's doing. Cameron's switching mics, apparently.
He wants to talk into a mic that's not on.
Okay, that's what it is. That's what it is. You guys, I tell you what, seriously, what goes on inside this studio when we were off the air, it just is funny as can be. Anyway, moving on, Cameron. So, you know how I like to be right.
Yes.
And I have these predictions, and predictions come right. So I have one that goes right down the line of something we've talked about forever, and we were just talking about the other day. So the fact that there's so many different names for all the different new technology that comes out, and how we joke it, we've talked about it forever.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, AAA agrees with me. So they did a study to find out just exactly how many different names there is for the same things, rather it be like, auto driving, or it'll be, the new cruise control settings. it seems that every manufacturer out there wants to call it something different. So there's just too many names out there. There's like 40 different names for autonomous vehicles.
Driver assist.
Right. There's like 20 different names for driver assist.
Man.
Right. I mean, so for backup cameras systems, there's like 19 different names for those. Every manufacturer wants to have their own coined phrase, but it's gotten to the point where there's just too many names out there. So I just want to let you guys know, I was right. There's too many names out there.
So standardize them.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Go ahead and just make it, it has to have one name. If it's autonomous, and everybody has to call it autonomous.
When a new technology comes out, we should start trademarking all the names we can think of so no other company can use it unless they pay us.
Yeah. So what would you call Tesla's fart filter? The fart filter?
Air cleaner.
Did you remember that where you talked about where they had a button you can push and did an air purification in the car or
I am
something?
totally thinking of this one.
There was a name for it that they had. I can't remember what it was called, but that's basically what it was.
Is there really a system that does
Yeah,
that?
Tesla had. Remember we talked. This has got to be like 2 years ago.
I'll be naming it Smell Cleaner.
So I had to look it up, and the reason why is because I don't remember. My memory's horrible, unfortunately, guys, and I apologize for that. So a lot of stuff I have to go back and look up and research. But I saw a story come up, and it just seemed familiar to me, but I couldn't remember how I heard the story. So I went back and did some research, and of some of our old episodes, and there was Tesla had a system for foul smells in the car that you push a button and it clears the smells.
It clears it. It doesn't deodorize it. It clears it out.
I think it just clears it out with using filters and stuff. But so, I mean, does every car get one of those, and does it have to have a special name?
And does my rental get it too?
The Ram doesn't.
It would be a cabin air scrubber.
Cabin air scrubber.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. I don't have anything for that. I have nothing for that at all.
Is that not descriptive?
Okay, I'm sure.
You have Mr. Clean come on.
Yeah, Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Like goes like across the little dash.
Scrubbing the air.
Oh, all right. Here's the other thing we talked about: cars and communication. So it's funny because I was over at ATI this week, and we were talking about the different technologies in cars and how things are changing. And I was explaining to them that they want the cars to communicate with you now. So rather you pull up to a light and one of the headlights will blink, wink at you to let you know that it identifies that you're standing on the sidewalk next to the car. Or remember they had the grills that would smile or frown at you. Well, remember all the different technology we talked about that keep on trying to come out over the last couple of years? You remember all this?
Okay. I do.
Once again, I had to look all that stuff up because it came up, in conversation. And I was just like, I know that they're creating all these different things. So here's the thing with it is they have this other device they want where on electric cars that will have lights that shine out in front of you. So if the car is going to accelerate, it has like bars of light that will shoot out in front of the car to show you that it's getting ready to accelerate. If it's getting ready to brake, well, then the bars decrease towards the vehicle to let you know the car is braking.
Well, if the car's driving itself, why do you need to know?
Well, it's for people who are standing around the vehicle, pedestrians and stuff that are doing the sidewalk.
See, and then if it gets mad, it'd be like, would you like to activate Megatron mode?
Megatron mode.
And then you just hit enable. Car starts turning into a robot.
It's funny. So we were talking about the cameras inside the car. So it's reading your facial expressions, the sensors in the steering wheels that will read your blood pressure, know if you're getting ready to if you're angry or feeling down or whatever it is. The technology is changing so quickly in the cars that people are just mystified every time I have this conversation with them. I'm like, no, this technology really does exist. This is serious stuff that people are working on. These are real projects that people want to add to cars.
Start from the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah. But I mean, it's amazing to me that I don't know. I still think it's gonna be weird. If I was sitting at a crosswalk and the car winked at me, I mean, I'll just feel like
wink back.
Do I wink back? I mean, what do I do? Or it smiles at me, gives me a little smirk and winks.
You know how they have the license plates that can display things?
Yeah.
It displays the phone number and it's like, call me.
I'm just telling you, that would be interesting if the occupant in the car could communicate that way with people. That would be definitely interesting.
Well, they already have the signs you can put in the back window and create personal messages, like stop riding my butt.
Well, here's the thing. So how bad would your self-esteem be when the car decides to swipe right?
It reads your emotions.
It pulls up next to you, the light gives you one link, goes like, swipe right. Is it swipe right? Swipe
It's
left?
right.
I'll tell you when a steam killer, that would be when your self-driving truck
Doesn't
takes your dog and leaves. That would be a steam killer.
when your car's had enough of you, it swipes your dog and leaves you. Oh, I didn't even think about that, but that's actually pretty good. That's pretty funny.
Well, I saw that. That's not. I didn't originally come up with that.
Okay, well that's funny though.
I saw it somewhere else.
That's funny though. That's good though. Yeah, that would be definitely a steam killer.
It tied right in.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, guys, I don't know what else to tell you. That's the end of our show this week. Hey, I want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, JF Whitlow. They actually came out and took care of some plumbing needs I needed this week. They did a really great job. So, hey, if you need some plumbing, some heating, some cooling, give JF Whitlow a call. Don't forget, they are our premier sponsor, and they actually do some really good work for us. So
Keep that number on the refrigerator.
Yep.
Winter is not over yet.
it definitely isn't. Well, that's the end of it. It's Saturday. It's sunny where we're at. Hopefully it's sunny where you guys are at. Sunday's right around the corner. Don't forget, turn off your TV, spend some time with your kids. Hey, play a board game, take them to a car show. They'll love you for it, and we'll talk to you soon.